What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Bless the Best, coming at you again with another video. Okay, I've been getting a lot of traffic on my channel. I've been getting a lot of feedback, some positive, some negative. I've been called an old fool, an old hater, Uncle Tom, all types of outlandish names because of the videos I've been making lately have offended Dane Callawayites. And in my opinion, Dane Calloway itself. I feel like I meet the description of people he been talking trash about. You know, people ain't got no facts, ain't got no this, and ain't got no that. Fuck all that, man. And this video is for my listeners and commenters that's always coming from my neck in the comment section, right? They said that I'm in love with Dane Calloway. I'm hating on this man, just all kind of stuff, right? And see, the videos that are causing most of the controversy, I published those videos like almost a year ago. It was old videos, and I'll make a short out of one of them every now and then or something like that. But most of it is not even new material. So I just want to do a little flashback of, I think this is the second video that I ever mentioned Dane Calloway's name. It was from a year ago. The first video where I mentioned his name, it was the same day that I heard his information for the first time. And so I posed the question: who is he? Who is Dane Calloway? And what's his purpose, right? So after that, I went back and I watched all of his content that he had up, you know what I mean? Didn't really do much research at first, but it really piqued my interest, right? So I started to do my research and look up, you know, different things he would say. Sometimes my research would confirm what he was saying, but I noticed that it was like half and half, and certain things would force me to have to just abandon logic to ride with. So I looked deeper, and the deeper I looked, the more skeptical I became. All right, I'm saying all that to say this. As you can tell from this video, my tone was much different than it is right now, because I didn't know. I was giving him the benefit of the doubt on a lot of things. I never had a problem with him personally, but in this video, I perfectly articulated what the problem was specifically. And before you jump in my comments with the bullshit, just make sure you check this video out. So we're gonna get into it. As you can see on your screen, it's called A Humble Message from Mr. Dane Calloway. I hope y'all don't get offended by the shirt, but y'all get it. Without further ado, I'm gonna let Mr. Damn Bless the Best take it away.
How everybody doing this morning? This your boy Bless the Best. coming at you once again with a purpose this morning. Okay. Over the weekend, a video that I made maybe a month ago and uploaded to YouTube, where I had some questions for this guy, Mr. Dane Calloway. Right now, he's the leading voice out there right now.
He wasn't Clickbait Calloway or Reverend Calloway or Dane Calloway, the Grim Reacher, at this point, because I hadn't done my research yet. Everything that I'm saying in this video is just straight freestyling off the head. But here we go. Pay attention to my tone.
Pushing that African Americans, black people, whatever you want to call it, did not descend from Africa. His premise is that we own this land because we was here first. We was here before the first European settlers got here and claimed the land. And, you know, because of our education system in America, it's widely believed that the black people in America.
See, I basically agreed with him that most of our belief and understanding comes from the educational system here in America. But carry on.
Came over with the Atlantic slave trade from Africa. You know, it's just a widely held belief that's never really been widely challenged, right? So,
facts.
A couple of years ago, I started seeing Dane Calloway's videos pop up, and I noticed it was always absurd claims, in my opinion. You know what I mean? It would be titles like "Your history was told to you in reverse," and "Harriet Tubman was created by the U.S. Congress. Nat Turner never existed."
I was like, what the fuck? Hold on. Let me check into this shit.
He was created by the U.S. Congress. And okay, when he says words like Congress, he's going with the older meaning, the meaning of the word at the time. And basically, Congress is anytime a group of people get together to discuss things and make laws and decisions and stuff like that. I learned that from you, Mr. Calloway. Okay, so saying all of these events and icons was made up by Congress, and none of it is really true. Mind-blowing information.
It starts and ends with semantics with Mr. Calloway, in my opinion. And if you go in with an open mind, you'll see that. Meant to pause the video. Hold on, let me take it back.
Similar stories growing up, you know what I mean? You know, the word at the time. And basically, Congress is anytime a group of people get together to discuss things and make laws and decisions and stuff like that. I learned that from you, Mr. Calloway. Okay, so saying all of these events and icons was made up by Congress, and none of it is really true. Mind-blowing information. If you are black and you grew up in America, okay, everybody has heard similar stories growing up. You know what I mean? You might know somebody that be like, yeah, you know what I mean? My grandmother was a Cherokee Indian or this and that, and I basically dismissed it growing up because I noticed that this particular phenotype, you know, black people with straighter hair or like big curly hair, they would always,
or like they say, good hair. I noticed that all of these, my grandmother was an Indian, was light-skinned people. That's superficial, but carry on.
You say that, you know, I got the Indian in my family. And now, before I get too far into it, some of what he says checks out as being true. But in my opinion, Mr. Calloway masters mixing lies with the truth. I talked about it in
very same stance from day one till today that Dane Calloway uses semantics and media tactics to bump you to the left or bump you to the right if you already on the fence. See, that's the problem. If you already on the fence and you shaky for one reason or another about your blackness.
In an earlier video that had nothing to do with Mr. Calloway, but I was talking about how these people, they would give you two verifiable facts. And in between those two verifiable facts, they will insert a lie, a half-truth, or a speculation. And the mind lumps it all together as truth on the subconscious level. And he's really good at that. He'll give you two verifiable facts. And in between those two verifiable facts, they will insert a lie, a half-truth, or a speculation. And the mind lumps it all together as truth on the sub.
He is an absolute master at that. I give him props for that. But he uses it in a disingenuous way, in my opinion.
Conscious level. And he's really good at that. He'll give you some facts that you're already aware of. Okay. The next thing that I noticed about Mr. Calloway and some of his followers, you know what I mean? I've engaged with him in the comments of that video, man. I had that video was the furthest thing from my mind. You know, I was moving forward on some other shit, but the video went crazy over the weekend because one of Dane Calloway's followers shared the video on his Facebook page. And I feel like
it was all of you negative commenters that got me on this wave, man. I was basically through with it. So just remember, every time you get ready to type that bullshit in my comment section, it's just gonna make me go harder to expose your boy. And I want to see if one of you comes back one day and be like, man, you know what, Bless, man, you was right. Because it's in the process of being exposed right now. Not only by me. Just watch what I tell you.
That's where all this traffic is coming from. So I had
have some integrity
with them over the
come
weekend.
back and tell me
things,
that I was right.
You know what I mean? And I stood firm on some things. And I feel like Dane Calloway mixes lies with the truth. And he walks you all the way up to the door of discovery. And then he abandons you under the premise of, now you got to do your own research. So last night, I sat down. I'm like, man, look, this dude might be on to something. And if he is, I should put aside the fact that I think he's a weirdo. And really,
is that something that a hater would say? Gave him the benefit of the doubt. Going against my instincts. What my instincts were telling me on site was, man, this is a goddamn weirdo. But hear him out, Bliss. Maybe he owns something. Maybe, you know, let's see.
Separate the man from the information. You know what I mean? That's what I preach on my channel. Separate the man from the information. So I came.
That's what my channel was built off originally. Looking at some of these disgraced people that once had influence and pointing out the mistakes you make in a cult of personality.
Down to the fact that he wants to be different, sensational. And he said his mission is, I'm just here to make you think. Mission accomplished, Mr. Calloway. He really did that. But when I think You know what I mean? I formulate a lot of questions. You know what I mean? I want to tie up loose ends. Okay. So this video that I watched last night, it was called "How to Build a Nation," Part 1 and Part 2. Sit down and watch both of them. Okay. The true information that.
Okay, so this is the part where I sense a lack of true revolutionary spirit in Mr. Calloway's message, and I'm about to articulate that for y'all right now.
That he brings in these two videos is things that you already know or already should know. If you visit these conscious channels and that's the kind of stuff that you do with your time, you should already know that most of American history is lies. You should already know that the United States is a corporation, that they made everything up, that they made up the whole government. We already know that. That's not groundbreaking information. And he wants to convince people that black empowerment, liberation, and freedom is something that can be gained through a paperwork process. That's where I get out the car at, Mr. Calloway.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure there is a percentage of the black people that we see walking around in America are direct descendants of natives that was here before the Europeans came. My first exposure to it.
But in my opinion, most of them who say this, especially anytime after 2015, it's very, very, very suspect to me. That's one of the questions that I always ask in the comment section. You know what I mean? When Mr. Super Indian, who knows all the breakdowns of the tribes all the way down to the very last compound, I always ask Mr. Super Indian, so what year was it when you discovered this? I never get an answer earlier in 2015. Around 2015, around 2016, give or take a year or so, that is when Dane Calloway popped on the scene. I was just late as fuck to the party, but that's when he popped on the scene, and that's when all of these pretendians popped on the scene. But carry on. One of y'all, and now that I've given up my secret question, I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna have all these early dates. But guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna say, prove it. You can tell me anything.
It was from maybe a weird source, but Old Dirty Bastard from Wu-Tang used to talk about that. He said he was a descendant of the original owners of Manhattan, New York, and they said that the word Manhattan is a native word. So I got exposed to that.
See, that's one of the facts that I looked up before I ever heard of Dane Calloway. I looked up what Old Dirty Bastard said, right? And I'm well aware of the presence of copper-colored tribes, especially northeast. And while we talking about Native Americans from the northeast, I think that's where Celeste Inez Sayas is from. Everybody know her, right? The little girl from the I think it's Shinnecock tribe. I ain't good on tribes like that, but it's in the northeast, right? The female whose picture is in question from Mr. Calloway's book. Yeah. Google Dane Calloway and Celeste Inez Sayas together, you'll find some interesting things. But carry on.
through him. But Mr. Calloway, you telling my people that getting free and prospering is a paperwork process. Okay, he lays out in his mind the steps for making your own country. And he uses semantics a lot. But okay, you armed with the information and your proof at who originally owned the land. Who do you take the proof to? Do you take it to Congress? Do you take it to the United Nations? Now, I feel like
those are real questions, you know. They're not rhetorical. Y'all can answer them in the comment section.
just say the black nation is a car, right? And somebody flattened all 4 tires so the car wouldn't run. So the person that put the tires on flat is not gonna be the one to fix the tires. You're gonna get pushback when you go to the court in the United States about something underhanded that they did wrong. You know what I mean? And I do respect one thing. I haven't heard him say it directly, but it seems like he's laying out a road to reparations. I'm with that. Good job on that. But where is your force at?
I'm always updating my information. And since I made this video a year ago, I've come to the realization that Dane Calloway is not for reparations. Actually, he's against reparations, intentionally or unintentionally. But the message that he pushes is anti-reparations and off code is hell with the black people in this country. But carry on.
Where's your force? Who is gonna make these people comply to the treaty or the agreement or whatever when they never have? They've broken every treaty that they ever signed.
Everyone.
Who's gonna enforce it? And okay, just say for instance, we build this nation, right? We build this nation and it starts to prosper. We independent and we lead. Okay, in the period of Reconstruction, right after slavery, when black people started to build on their own, I agree that was the most prosperous time, because when we left the plantations with the skills to run a plantation, with the skills to produce goods and stuff like that. And because of segregation, we were forced to do business with each other and we prospered. Okay. What happened? What derailed that? What derailed that was white supremacy. That's what derailed that. You know what derailed that? Power, guns, threats, intimidation. That's what derailed that. So, all the way.
Not no goddamn votes and deeds and all that bullshit. That ain't how power move, buddy.
From Black Wall Street to hundreds of towns all across this country that were defrauded, devalued, you name it. What is going to stop the same thing from happening now? He telling you that you go through this paperwork process, you free. That's it. Good living from then on. No. As long as we are on this land right here, this land that is owned and operated by this white supremacist government that will never work. You need military power. You gotta shed some fucking blood for freedom.
Bars.
You gotta shed some blood, whether you outsource it and the blood costs you money, or whether you put together your people and y'all get it in. But see, that's what I want him to tell me. At the end of the day, after everybody get their paperwork together and get their mind right, is you gonna have to go nose to nose with the white supremacists. There ain't no way around that shit. You cannot paperwork your way out of that. And okay, now I'm gonna get to my second part. Now, I wouldn't say shit if he could prove these points.
See, This part, what I'm about to get into now, this is what makes me go the extra mile. I wouldn't even give a damn if it wasn't for this part right here.
Without disrespecting few icons.
I'm gonna back it up a
Black
little bit.
Americans, especially Black Americans from the South. Hell, if he could prove these points without disrespecting the few icons that Black Americans, especially Black Americans from the South, have. Okay, is Superman real or is Superman made up?
Listen,
G.I. Joe real or is G.I. Joe made up? See, one thing that the dominant society got right is they real sensitive about their symbols and icons, because symbols and icons, they unite, they inspire. You know what I'm saying? People draw strength from their icons. Man, I was in college. First time I heard about Nat Turner, because in school, there was nothing in the curriculum about slaves fighting back. And the Nat Turner story inspired me to want to fight back and want to be revolutionary on that level. The Harriet Tubman story inspired me. My great grandmother, Mary Lee Clanton, she was born.
I know my family, people.
In Augusta, Georgia, in 1906. And she lived to be 102 years old, right there in the house with my grandmother. Growing up as a little boy, I had a chance to talk to my great grandmother. And when I see the picture of Harriet Tubman sitting in the chair with her cane and that look in her eyes like, I will fuck one of you motherfuckers up from this goddamn chair if I got to. That kind of spirit was the same spirit that I saw in my great grandmother's eyes. Dane Calloway, find a way to get your point across without disrespecting or foundation Black icons in this country, Dane. If you do that, you'll get less pushback, and people will be more receptive to what you're saying.
I push back on pushback.
A lot of the things that he said about building your own country, it's in the same family with the sovereign citizen movement that was mostly popularized by
all that. Black means non-existent. As long as you call yourself Black, this gonna happen and that's gonna happen. Hogwash is mixed in with this other scammery and outdated, obsolete ideology, what I'm about to talk on now.
White supremacists, survivalists, those kind of people. Also, ironically, Brother Polite used to push something similar that has been proven to be total scam. We all remember Corin Gaines, the black girl. She got killed by the cops, I think somewhere up around Maryland or something.
Of course you don't.
Like that. And she was standing on her sovereignty, and she's not bound by this government, all this and that. And guess what happened? They went straight to her house and killed her right in front of her family.
Y'all see my dog Suge right there? He'll eat your ass up if you come in that backyard. This is my own country. What you see on the screen, you know what I mean? This is the back corner of my own country. And Suge hold it down. Yeah.
5-year-old son. So that's how far that sovereignty shit take you without no fucking fight behind it, without some fucking guns and some fucking men who ain't talking no semantics, none of that shit. They riding on your ass if you on the other side. See, that's what it's gonna take. You can
What you know about that, Dane? Tell me what you know about that.
You can go and take something, but that only goes as far as your ability to hold and defend it. What's stopping the white man from saying, you know what, Dane? You know what, Dane? You right. You right. But fuck your motherfucking paperwork. Throw that shit in the trash. We ain't bound by that shit. We ain't bound by that. What's the next move? What's the next move then? The next move then is that Pan-African militant.
That's
I ain't talking about hands up, don't shoot. I ain't talking about that shit. But listen.
And since I made this video, I have softened my Pan-African stance a bit. You know what I mean? I don't make videos in front of that flag anymore. I got another flag. You know what I mean? I updated my program. When I see flaw in an ideology, I update my program. I don't stay in my feelings or feel like I was stupid because I was wrong. I've been wrong a lot. I'm still blessed to damn best. You know what I mean? Because I can come back and have integrity to admit it. The thing that's wrong with the Pan-African ideology is that it's not reciprocal. All my life, I felt like, you know what I mean, people from the continent called Africa, we all had a similar ideology against the white people. You know what I mean? That's how I saw it. And I felt like if I saw somebody else like an African, there was an instant connection there I could make. Now I've learned through the expansion of internet and hearing more of them speak that they don't feel that way. All of the Pan-Africans are here in the United States, and we uniting our blackness. Now I still feel like that's a good thing, but it may not be practical because the white supremacists have colonized everybody and the minds of most. And once your mind gets colonized, it's hard for you to be useful to any movement. But let's go.
Summer of 2020 taught me that when it's fire up under your ass, you will move.
Okay.
If you don't have the ability to put fire under their ass, you just talking. Just like you say, all the Pan-Africans just talking. No, if you don't have the will and the means to put fire under their ass, you ain't talking about shit. Black Panthers, Pan-Africans, whatever you want to call it. It's a fist. It's a fist in the symbolism.
That's right.
And the reason that it's a fist in the symbolism means that it's a fist behind the demand. A demand ain't shit without or else. That's what I got to say to you, Mr. Calloway. And okay, I've done I won't.
And since Dane like to talk about Indians and Aboriginals, how about giving your people a lesson on somebody like John Horse? You know what I mean? To put that revolutionary spirit and hate and determination to end white supremacy in them, like somebody like John Horse. I ain't never heard him mention John Horse. Maybe I'll do a video about John Horse. That's the only way. Maybe y'all will come to my channel to hate and discover John Horse.
I say extensive research because it didn't take extensive research for me to prove that Africans were brought to this country as slaves. They were brought to this country to work for free to help support this country. Now, I don't know the numbers, right?
Okay.
The numbers just naturally. If it's people already in a place, it's hard to bring another group of people, and it ended up being more of the other group than the original group. So just by that alone, numbers are on your side. I don't know the exact number of slaves brought to this country. No fucking body knows. Nobody knows the exact number, because they got here, they had kids, the kids went here, there, mixed with natives, all of that. But you cannot truthfully say that all of us was still here, was already here. You can't say that. And too deep.
And he knows he can't say that.
Bunk yourself. The oldest human life started in Africa, and it was melanated people.
And that's from science, not no goddamn ask your grandmama pseudoscience. See, you have to throw science. You have to throw science and straight line logical thinking out the window to agree with Dane Calloway's main clickbait talking points. That's what I am saying. Then and now.
Black people that look like me. So, if that's the case, then the people, the Native Americans, the people that are indigenous to Turtle Island, had to have migrated from Africa at some point prior to the slave trade. Correct?
By science.
That's a widely held belief. I guess everything, Mr. Calloway, respectfully, your plans are vague and not practical. Your vague plans attracts cowards, because cowards like lawyers and restraining orders and paperwork, you know.
They don't like warriors and people that put it all on the line.
You know what I mean? Hey man, this gonna get dirty. This is gonna get dirty. Power is always taken. It's never given over. So go back and rethink that part of the plan before you start alienating the heart of the movement.
Okay. This.
And Mr. Calloway and all like-minded people, I'm just gonna close with this. At the end of the day, while my research is ongoing, I'm gonna have to go with the great master teacher, Dr. John Henry Clark, over Dane Calloway for now. Maybe I'll discover something that changes my mind. But right now, it's a no for me.
Hey, we just gonna leave it right there. So, like I always say, it's your boy, Bless the Best, your host to the next post. Out of here.